Hello, Angela. Hello, Jack. How are you? Let's see. All right, we're going to get started here doing some advanced vocabulary in just a few minutes. I just need to get a few things finished first. I need to schedule my second stream. I'm going to have a second stream today, right after this one. Oh no! Don't want to do that. Sorry about that, everybody. I hit the wrong button. I guess I can't do that, can I? That sucks. I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave and come right back in just a couple of minutes. I just need about 3 or 4 minutes to schedule my second live stream. I can't schedule a live stream while I'm on a live stream, apparently. So, give me about 3 minutes and I'll be right back. Let me schedule the second stream and then I'll come right back, okay? So, don't go anywhere. Apparently that doesn't work either. Ah, oh well. What is going on now? There we go. Can you hear me? And can you see me? Hello? Are you guys able to hear and see me? Hello, hello, hello? Anyone? Okay, I guess that's a yes. Okay. All right, let's get started. No voice? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello? Still no? My microphone is on. Wait. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello? Anyone? Yes, no? Can't hear. Okay, wait. How about now? Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Some kind of a weird Hello Talk problem. All right. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right. Let's get started with doing some advanced vocabulary today. I'm going to have 2 live streams today. This one is going to be about 1 hour, and I'm going to teach about advanced vocabulary words, and I'm going to try to help you understand those words better and try to know how to remember those words better. Okay? And after this stream, I'm going to do a second stream, and this stream will be I'm going to do the second part of my explanations about my methods for my book, right? So yesterday I did a stream where I explained about the first 10 parts of my methods, and I'll probably do the next 10 today. So if you want to know about all of my secret tricks for language learning, then you should join that. But we have a lot to get through, so let me go ahead and get started. We're going to start with some Latin words. Of course, Latin. It's always Latin. So today we are starting with a Latin root, the Latin root STRU or STRUCT, stra or struct, and that is in many words, like the word construct. What does construct mean? What does to construct mean? It means to build. That's right. But if you look at the parts of the word, con means together and struct means build. So construct means build together, actually. Then we have, from the Latin word constructus, construere, to pile up together. But it's actually an interesting thing because we have some other words here. Destruct, construct, and destruct, right? So construct means to build together. Destruct means to build apart or build down, meaning to like take it down, right? To destruct something, right? And it's related to the word destruction, right? Then this is the funny one. The word instruct, to instruct, we think it means to teach, but it really means to build knowledge. It means to build knowledge, to instruct. Into, instruct meaning build. So instructions are things that are they build your knowledge about things. Obstruct. What does obstruct mean? What does obstruct mean? To obstruct. To obstruct means to block someone from doing something. To block them is to obstruct them, right? So the word obstruct, ob means against, and struct means build. So it's kind of funny. This means that someone built something in front of you and now it's blocking you. It's an obstruction, right? So these were originally, obstructions were from Roman engineers who built barriers for military or defense, right? So they were supposed to block or hinder someone from coming in. It was an obstruction. Obstacle has the same beginning root, ob, meaning against, but obstacle, let me look at that one again. Obstacle comes from the second part is obstare, meaning to stand before, or let's see, obstare, to stand. So obstruct means to build against. Obstacle means to stand against. So an obstacle is something that's standing against you. An obstruction is something that's built in front of you, basically. Okay? But you're right, they are similar in meaning, and they both have this. They share the same beginning root, ob, meaning against. Okay? Substructure, infrastructure, superstructure, all of these have the same struct in there, right? Struct meaning to build. So substructure means the understructure, something underneath. That's the substructure. Infrastructure. Infra, what does infra mean? It means beneath. So infrastructure is the things you need beneath your city, like pipes, right? Sewers, right? Electricity. Those are the things that are beneath, right? That's infrastructure, okay? Building things beneath. Superstructures means building things above, over, on top of something. That's a superstructure. Okay? So there we go. And hello, Ornella. Let's go on to the next root word. We're going to do VOC and VOK. Comes from the Latin word vocare, meaning to call. So we have the word evoke. To evoke. What does to evoke mean? What does to evoke mean? Yeah, so E in this case means out and voke means to call. So it means to evoke means to make you remember something, right? It's like bringing a memory from the back to the front, right? It calls the memory forward, right? So that's what evoke means, to evoke something, right? And it's funny because originally it meant they were talking about ghosts. To evoke a spirit was to bring a ghost back so you could talk to it. But now, to evoke is used poetically or psychologically to talk about evoking emotions or evoking something in your mind. Right? It's similar to trigger, but trigger is... Let me think how would I explain this. I think that you could say that they're pretty much a similar meaning. They just have a different way of getting there, right? So one is calling it forth, and the other one to trigger. What is a trigger? It's the thing on a gun or a crossbow or something like that where you pull it, and it used to have a piece of hair, actually, that would be connected to something to shoot, right? So to trigger was to shoot something forward, to cause something to be shot. So to trigger is a word we use now that means to cause someone to remember something or to cause someone to feel something. So trigger is a little different than evoke, because evoke is about calling. Yeah, it's so funny because like the ultimate meaning is the same, but how they describe it is different. One means to call, and one means an immediate remembrance. That's to trigger. So I feel like to evoke is like to pull something forward that you have to try to remember it. It doesn't come so strongly, but triggering is something that comes strongly. I think that's the difference. Okay? To provoke. Pro meaning forth, invoke meaning to call. So to provoke, what does provoking mean? It means to make someone upset, to bother someone, to incite them, to stir them up. Okay? And provoke is often used in the context of war or emotional reaction, to provoke anger, right? You want to provoke him, don't provoke them. Okay? And again, it's funny because the word voke means to call, so it basically means don't talk to them to make them angry. Don't say anything to them to make them angry. Don't provoke them. Revoke. Re meaning again, invoke meaning call. So revoke, to take back a command or permission, to revoke it. Someone said something vocally, vocal, right? They said something vocally, and now they're revoking it. They're taking it back. To revoke it. Maybe your license, your driver's license has been revoked. Your passport has been revoked. Okay? How about advocate? What does advocate mean? Advocate means to speak on behalf of someone else, right? To advocate. And ad means to, invoke means call. So to advocate means I want to speak for this person. I will advocate for them. I will call. I will speak, voke, to speak for them. Okay? Yeah, it's similar to defend, but it's not necessarily defend. It means to promote the general well-being of that person or thing or group, is to advocate for. So defend implies that they did something wrong, but to advocate doesn't necessarily mean anyone did anything wrong. They could just be trying to get more rights for that person, more resources for that person, something like that. That's to advocate, right? To advocate for the homeless. The homeless are not criminals by nature. It's not like, that's not, being homeless is not a crime, right? That's not a crime unto itself. So when you say I advocate for them, they don't have to defend themselves for anything. You're trying to do something more for that community, for that group of people to support. That's right. Okay, good. Then we have vocabulary. The word vocabulary is also related to this because voc meaning call and bulary meaning a collection. So it's a collection of things we call things. Like the words we use to call things. It's the collection of the words we use to call things. Okay? What do we call that? Oh, that's the vocabulary. Okay, then we move on to seed. Many words that have seed in them CEDE or CEED or CESS. And seed, sedere, meaning to yield or to go, right? So reseed. Reseed, what does reseed mean? It means to go back, to retreat. So the water receded. After the flood, the waters receded. It means they went back, they retreated. Okay? Precede. Precede. What does precede mean? Pre means before, and seed means go. So precede means to go before. Succeed. Succeed is actually an interesting word, because now when we think of succeed, we think it means to do well. Right? He succeeded means he did well. But it actually did not mean that originally. To succeed, suck, in this case, S-U-C, comes from the letters S-U-B, sub. So it means to go under. Succeed actually means to go under. Why? Because the original way that we use this word is to talk about after the king died, who came next? Who succeeded the king? Who would be next under the king? Right? So the king is here, and who is going to be after the king? That's who succeeds. Right? Now, later, people started applying the meaning of to come after and to do well. And then the meaning just became to do well, to succeed. So it's kind of a funny word. Succedere for king in Italian. There you go. Yeah. To succeed. Who will succeed the king? Means who will come after the king. Okay? But I succeeded now, in the modern terms, means I was successful. I was good at what I did. Right? I did it well. Hello, Bruce. Good to see you. Long time no see. Exceed. Exceed. You exceeded my expectations. To exceed. Ex means out and seed means go. So it means to go out beyond what I expected. To go further than I expected. To exceed. We exceeded the limits. You exceeded my expectations. Right? To go beyond. Okay? And then concede. Con means together or completely, and seed means to yield. So to completely yield. Okay? So to yield means to stop, right? I concede. This is the word we use after an election, right? Two people want to be elected, right? One of them is elected and the other one loses, and that person must concede. They must give in completely. They must give in completely. Okay, so I'm trying to show you that this is how English works. If you want to increase your vocabulary more quickly, you should learn the words that are related to each other. Okay? You should learn the words that are related to each other. Now we're talking about scrib and script. The root word scrib and script in Latin means to write. Scribere, meaning to write. Describe, D means down or thoroughly, and scribe means to write. So it means to thoroughly write something, right? Because a long time ago, writing was the only way to, that was the only technology. That was the only way to record something, was to write it down, right? So to describe means to write it down thoroughly so everyone can know what happened. That's to describe, to tell in detail. Prescribe, pre meaning before and scribe meaning write, to write before, as in giving a rule or medicine. So the word prescribe was actually used in government and law, right? This is the law that was prescribed, meaning this is the law that they told us to do, right? This is what they gave us before, and now we have to go forward and live, right? They wrote the law, now you can live. So this was the prescribed rules, okay? Or medicine, the doctor gives you a prescription. It means he's going to write down what you need to do or what you need to eat, okay? For medicine, that was the prescription. Transcribe, trans meaning across and scribe meaning to write across from one format to another. I'm going to transcribe this music to another key, or I'm going to transcribe this book from German to French, right? From one format to another, across. Okay? Inscribe, inscription. In meaning in, and script meaning write. To write something into the surface is an inscription, right? Maybe you have a ring or a watch or something special with an inscription, right? Something, maybe romantic or something historical or something to remember something. That's what we often do with inscriptions. Manuscript. Manu meaning hand, and script meaning to write. So manuscript is a document written by hand. Okay? Are we bored yet? Yes, Teacher Mark, we're very bored. D-I-C-T, dict. Dict with meaning to say or speak. Dictate. To dictate means to say with authority. So I dictate it means I'm telling you what to do. That's why we call them dictators, right? A dictator does not ask you what you think. They tell you what to do, right? Yeah, it's like a command, to dictate. It's a funny word, though, because dictate has two meanings. One meaning is to command, right? But another meaning, to dictate, can also mean to write down the commands of someone else, or to write down the words of someone else, right? Dictation means to write down what someone said. That's dictation. Okay? Hello, Angela. Okay, so that we have the word dictate. We also have the word predict. Predict. So dict meaning to say, right? And pre meaning before. So predict means to say before, right? A prediction. I predict that we will lose. I predict that we will win. I predict it will be hot tomorrow. That's what you say something before it happens. That's a prediction. Contradict. What does contra mean? Contra means against. Against. Dict means say, so contradict means to speak against someone. Don't contradict me means don't say something against what I said. Okay? I say it's good. Sometimes you have parents, right? Mom says it's okay and dad says it's not okay, or the other way around, right? Dad says it's okay and mom says it's not okay. They are contradicting each other, right? They're contradicting each other. Verdict. Verdict. What is the verdict? Ver meaning truth. And dict meaning to say. So the verdict is the truth that we say. That's the verdict. Okay? That's the judgment. Veredictum. A true declaration, right? What's the verdict? Guilty or not guilty? Benediction. Benediction. Bene meaning good or well, and dict meaning to speak. So benediction means to speak well about someone. When someone dies, maybe your father or your mother or your grandparents, they die, and you get up to speak about them, and you say nice things about them. That is called a benediction. A benediction, to speak well about someone. All right? Now we're going on to the Latin root fer, fer, meaning to carry or bear. So, transfer. What is a transfer? Trans means across and fer means to carry. So transfer means to carry across, right? I need to transfer from here to there. So I need to be carried across from here to there. I need to transfer my plane ticket from here to this place. That's a transfer from one place to another, right? Trans, to carry across. Okay? Refer. Re meaning again and fer meaning carry. So in this case, it means to carry back, to go back and refer to this, means to go back to this book and look at this, okay? Or go back to this information and look at this, okay? What about the word elegy? Elegy is slightly different than a benediction. There's elegy and eulogy and benediction. Eulogy and benediction are pretty much the same thing. Elegy that's a sad poem or a sad written song or something like that. That's an elegy. So eulogy, E-U-L-O-G-Y. Eulogy is like benediction. Those are similar. Okay? So, yeah, there you go. That's the right spelling. Let's go back here to confer. What does confer mean? Let me confer with my associates. I'm going to confer. Do you guys know confer? Con means together and fer means carry. So in this case, we're going to talk about these ideas together. Okay? To confer. Discuss, that's right. Defer. Defer. D in this case means down or away, and fer means to carry. So, I defer to this person's judgment. I defer to their viewpoint. In this case means, let me think how to explain this. Whatever I think is carried away, just follow what they think. That's to defer. Okay? So, don't worry about what I think. It's like to carry it away. Follow what they think. Okay? To defer. Defer can mean to postpone. Like, the judgment was deferred. That means until later. Right? So, yeah, it can mean to delay, or it can mean to submit to another person's view or judgment. Right? So it has two meanings. One meaning to postpone until later. The judgment was deferred. That's till later. And the second one is, I defer to your view. That means I submit to your view. I think you're smarter than I am, so I defer to your knowledge. Okay, about this. Then we have inference. Inference, infer, in, carry in, and ence is just a noun suffix. So, an inference means a logical step, right? So it's carried into your reasoning, right? The word carry is kind of a funny word because it's in old days, it was a much more metaphorically used word. To carry seems like such a common word that we always think of it in the sense of carrying something. But back then, the word to carry was a metaphorical term that often was used to talk about ideas. To carry your idea. Okay? All right. let me think here. How much more time do we have? Let me look at my notes. We're going to do one more of these. Yeah, we're going to do this one here. The last one here is the root word SPEC and SPIC, spic and spec. Spicere, meaning to look or to see. To inspect. What does inspect mean? Yeah, Ornella, there are too many words. If I listed them all, everybody would fall asleep. So I didn't list all of the words for each of these clearly. But I tried to get a lot of them. Inspect. Well, suspect is related. We're going to talk about suspect in a minute. So inspect means to look at something closely. So spect meaning look, and in meaning into. Look into it. That's to inspect. Okay? Perspective. Per meaning through, and spect means to look. So that's these are my glasses. What do we call these sometimes? Do you guys know what's another word for glasses? An old word. Shades is different. Shades is not for glasses. Shades is only for sunglasses. What's an old word for glasses? Spectacles, that's the word. Spectacles comes from the same Latin root meaning to see, to look. So your perspective is like, imagine these are my glasses, so this is what I look through. This is my viewpoint, right? So your perspective is like the way your eyes see things. The way you see through your eyes. That's your perspective. Okay? Then we have conspicuous. Conspicuous. Con meaning together, spic meaning look, and us meaning just an adjective suffix, right? So conspicuous, it means something that's easily noticed. Easily noticed. It's conspicuous. What's another word for perspective? Would be viewpoint. Another word for perspective would be viewpoint or opinion. Okay, my viewpoint, my perspective. Okay. Conspicuous, though, meaning something that's easily seen by everyone. So it's like, look, together, you can see it. Everybody, you can see it. It's conspicuous. Okay, together we can see it. It's conspicuous. Retrospect. Retrospect. Retro means back, and spect means look. So retrospect is to look back. A retrospective history means to look back in time at something. Okay? Then we have speculate. To speculate. Spec meaning look, and ulate just a verb. So it means to guess. I'm going to speculate means I'm going to guess. Okay? I'm going to give you my guess. All right, and then finally we have the Latin root port, but I actually did a longer one. We've talked about this before, but I always like to review because this word has so many roots. So let's look at the words port. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right, so port. What does port mean? Port means to carry. Port means to carry. So exports. What are exports? Export. Exports are things that your country carries out. They carry them out to another country. Ex means out. Port means carry. So you carry them out to other countries. Import. What does import mean? Import means the things that you carry in. You carry them into your country. Those are imports. Okay? And I always like to remind people that the word import, that's also where we get the word important. Where is it here? One moment. There it is. The word important. That's such a common word. It's important. It's important. It's very important. It's related to the word import. Why? Because the things that your country buys are things they need. So they are important things. So the word important comes from imports, because those are things you need. They're significant, they're crucial, they're vital. That's right. They're important. So that's a really great word to reconsider the meaning of it. Okay? It's important. Whoops. Let's go back to our list. Here we go. Deport. Deport. Such a terrible word now. De meaning away, and port means to carry. So when you are deported, they carry you away out of the country. They carry you away. Report. Report means to carry back, because you had to carry the news back to people, right? Like maybe you're in a battle. You're in a battle and you are winning or you are losing. So you send a note and you give it to the messenger and you send him back. He is the reporter. That's where we get the word reporter from. To report means to send back news, to tell people, right? To carry back the news, to tell people what happened. Portfolio. Portfolio. Port means carry and folio means pages. So your portfolio is the thing that you carry that has all of your pages, like your work, right? If you're an artist, you have a portfolio of art. If you're a photographer, you have a portfolio of pictures. If you're a musician, you have a portfolio of music. If you're a stocks trader or Wall Street guy, then you have a portfolio of investments. So port meaning carry and folio meaning pages. Then we have more words here. Support. Sub means under and port means carry. So when you support something, you are under it and you are carrying it. You're supporting it. Right? To hold it up, to help, to assist. It's support. Transport, we said, means to carry across. Right? Across and to carry, transport. Airport, right? It's a place that carries things through the air, right? Importune. Importune. In this case, it means toward the port. So this is a funny one, because to importune, it means to bother someone like you're begging. You're begging them. You're please let me in. Please help me. Please do this for me. Right? To importune. But originally it meant a boat that needed to come in to the harbor. It needed to come in, but it had no harbor. It was without a harbor. So it was constantly looking for a harbor to go into, but it couldn't find one. So now the word importune is not about boats, it's about people begging you or persistently annoying you like it's a boat that needs to come in. Okay? Opportunistic or opportunity. Ob means toward and port means harbor or the door. I like to think about this more like not harbor, but door. because what is an opportunity? An opportunity is op meaning toward, and the door. It's a door that's you can open, and now you have a new way you can go forward. Okay? So toward the door is the opportunity. Why? Because originally it was about boats. Again, the boat would say, there's the harbor. Oh, that's a good opportunity. We can go there. It's a port. Go toward the port. Go toward that opportunity. A port. Okay? Toward the port. And it meant, metaphorically, it means seizing the right moment. Right? Don't miss that moment. Don't miss that open door. Comportment, to carry how you carry oneself, your personal behavior. How do you comport, right? This means he comported himself with dignity, means he carried himself with respect, right? He comported himself, means how do you present yourself? How do you carry yourself? How do people see you? How do you present yourself to others? That's your comportment. Disport. We don't need to talk about this one because it's an archaic word and we don't use this word anymore. But disport is archaic. We don't use that word anymore. But we do use another word very commonly. What word do you see in here? Do you see a word that you know? Another word inside that word? Anyone? Bueller? No, not that one. What do you see? Ah, yes, that's the word. Sport. Tayaba has it. Sport. What is a sport? Sports are games we play, right? They're activities, physical games we play. But the original meaning of the word sport comes from the word disport, meaning to carry your mind away. Sports were things that were supposed to carry your mind away. It was an activity to let you play, right? It was to disport, to carry your mind away, to give you something to distract yourself. A game, right? To amuse oneself, to play. So that's where the word sports comes from. The thing you don't like, yes, that's true. It's not that I don't like them. I like sports when they have the original meaning of an activity that's for amusement to carry your mind away. I like it when it's like that. I don't like it when it becomes so serious. It's a billion-dollar industry, and people are take it way too seriously. My problem with sports is not with sports itself. My problem with sports is that it has become a golem. Do you guys know what a golem is? There's a word for you. What is a golem? Anyone know what is a golem? So a golem is it's a kind of mythical creature. It's a kind of mythical monster that was created by people. So if I remember right, I think it comes from Hebrewic mythology. I think it's from Hebrewic mythology, where some guy put together some clay. He put together a clay monster, and then he cast a spell to turn it to life. So this monster of clay came to life. But when it came to life, it was out of control. It was out of control. And so the word golem is now a word that we use metaphorically to talk about something that you created but is now out of your control. That's a golem. And Mimi, you're close. Gollum is Gollum. That's the name of the guy from Lord of the Rings. My precious. Gollum. But this is Golem, Golem. So a golem is a monster that was created and became out of your control, right? So you created it to be in your control, but it got out of your control. So that's what I think about sports. Sports are like a golem. We created them, but they're out of control now. And they're a bit too much for me. Passport. The word passport, to pass. Port meaning a gate or harbor or door. So your passport is the thing that lets you pass through the door of the country. To passport, right? A passport. Okay? All right, I think we're going to stop there. But I just want to review with you again. Look, transport, export, import, support, report, deport, comport, portfolio, passport, disport, importune, opportunity. All of these are port words, meaning carry, carrying something. Okay? All right, I wanted to do a little bit more, but I don't think we have time. Very quickly, I'm going to review just some endings. Suffixes means the ends of the words, right? So English words often have ANT or ENT on the end of them, like the word important, right? So ANT and ENT means characterized by or in a state of, right? So important means carrying significance, right? So it's characterized by significance. Dependent means it's characterized by a reliance on something. Resistant means it's characterized by the ability to resist. Able or able, capable of, worthy of, fit for. Readable, it's able to be read. Invisible, it's not able to be seen. Visual, it's not able to be visual, right? It's not visual. Adaptable, it's not able to be, it is able to be adapted. It's able to be adapted. Okay, so readable means able to be read. Invisible means not able to be seen. In meaning not. Vis meaning to see. And then adaptable, adapt meaning to be able to deal with change, right? To handle change is to adapt. And adaptable means able to handle change, right? Tion, Sion, Ion. Those are from Latin also, and they mean the act of or process of. So, the act of creation, the act of creating. Expansion, the act of expanding. Decision, the act of deciding. MENT means the state or result of something, of an action. Development, the process of developing. Agreement, the state of agreeing. Improvement, the process of improving. Islam, wow, my friend, it's been a long time. I wondered what happened to you. Good to see you. Long time no see. ITY and TY just again means a state or quality, right? So clarity means the state of being clear, right? A quality of being clear. Complexity means the state of being complex. Ability means a capacity to do something. Able to, right? The state of being able to. IOUS, OUS, and EOUS. Curious, full of curiosity. Dangerous, full of danger. Spontaneous, full of spontaneity. Okay? And I want you to look how many of these there are. IVE, AL, ER, right? Teacher, actor, writer, doctor, right? Lawyer. All of those ER words are about one who does something, a person who does something. AL, natural, personal, arrival, right? Relating to. So I'm just trying to show you that if you learn about the roots, it will help you to understand the words, and I think it helps you to remember the words more easily. Because if you know one root word, if you know what ANT or ENT means, then every time you see it, you know what it means. If you know what PORT means, port, then every time you see it, you know what it means. Right? Now, before I forget, I want to talk to you guys about something. So first, I'm going to give you guys my website. Here's my website. And here is my YouTube channel. If you want to review today, everything we just did now is on YouTube. So when I'm finished here today, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and you can go back and watch it again to make notes or review. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I just saw a TV report on the news this morning that was really interesting, and I want to tell you about it. And hello, Karen. Thank you over there in my YouTube. So this morning, when I was having my coffee, I was watching TV on the morning news show. And there was a really, really interesting report about a new play in America. There is a play in America that's called English. There's a play in America called English, and it's really interesting. It is being nominated for a Tony Award. Do you guys know what a Tony Award is? Do you know what a Tony is? A Tony is one of the most, it's one of the highest kinds of awards for plays. Okay, so you guys know what an Emmy is? It was nominated for an Emmy. This movie won an Emmy, right? Or a Grammy, right? Grammys are for the music. Emmys are for music, right? Or, I'm sorry, for movies. And Tonys are for plays. Okay? And it was nominated for a Tony. This is a play written by an Iranian woman, and it's a play about Iranians learning English. It's a play about Iranians learning English. And here's the best part. The main actress in this movie, or sorry, not movie, in this play, the main actress in this play, she's from Columbus, Ohio. That's only about 2 hours away from me. I went to school near there years ago. So she lives in Ohio. I'm in Ohio. She's from 2 hours away from me. And it's a play that everybody loves. Everybody is loving this play. So I want to recommend it to you. Oh, look, I'm gonna show you. I think I did a... Where did I put that? Wait a minute. There it is. Let's bring this back up. Let me show you. Share screen. So look, here it is. Sanaz Tusi has a play called English. It's a poignant and insightful exploration of language, identity, and cultural assimilation. Set in 2008 in Karaj, Iran, the narrative unfolds with a TOEFL, Test of English as a Foreign Language, preparation class, where 4 adult students and their teacher navigate the complexities of learning English and the personal transformations it entails. So this is a play that's right now very popular. Very, very popular, and they might win a very popular award for this play. And it's about Iranian girls, Iranian women, not just women, I think just Iranians learning English. I think that's amazing. It has 5 characters: Marjan, Elham, Omid, and Roya, and Goli. So anyway, let's see. Off Broadway, they performed. It got critical acclaim. It's been on Broadway. It won a Pulitzer Prize for Drama. Look, 2023 Pulitzer Prize for Drama. Yeah. And multiple nominations at the 78th Tony Awards, including Best Play. There it is in the New Yorker, the AP, the Times. And it's all about this play called English. I thought that was amazing. When I saw this morning, I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. I want to go see this play if I can. I hope I can. I'm going to send them a message. I'm going to send them a message and I'm going to tell them, hey, I'm an English teacher. I'm in Cincinnati and I have a few thousand Iranian followers. Maybe I can get an interview with one of them, the actress or the writer. That would be cool, right? So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to try. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back and do a second stream. So I will be back in about maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Okay? What was the program's name? It was just called English. It's just called English. Here, if you want to find out about this play, let me give you a link. Wait a minute. You need to search for Sanaz Tusi English play. Search for that, and you should be able to find information about this play. Okay? So, again, I will be back. I just need to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do part 2 of my my methods to explain to you all of my concepts and methods in learning English. So if you want to know my best tips, come back. All right? You can search on YouTube, search on Google, whatever. Just search, and you'll find something about it, I'm sure. Okay? It's very popular just in the last year. Okay? Okay, I'm going to take a break. I will be back. Thank you guys for watching and following. I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Okay? Come back and join me again. All right. Good to see you again, Islam. I hope to see you on my next stream. Bye-bye.